Good evening, everyone, or afternoon, actually. On this October 15th of 2020, I'm Mayor Diana Broderson, and welcome to our city. I'm so glad you're here. It's a beautiful fall day out. I'm rocking the fall colors today, too. So we're over here in a temporary venue at the library on Thursday afternoons at 2 o'clock. That's just kind of our different time and our different location so that we can do a better job of social distancing. My office isn't as big as this room, and so this is a lot better for us. Big thanks to the library for helping us with that. Well, we have a wonderful guest coming up, but before that, I'd like to share a few announcements. First of all, right now, as you know, it's voting time. So if you haven't registered to vote, haven't voted, there's all different kinds of ways you can do it. So you can go right now during normal business hours to the county administration building. You all know where that is because that's where you pay for your little car tags every year, only it's upstairs. There's parking in the back of the county admin building, and there's a walk in the door, and there's an elevator right there. You can fill out an absentee ballot request form and get one mailed to your house. You can go on November 3rd and vote in person. That works too. Whatever you do, please make sure that you vote and raise your hand and say, this is what I think and what I think matters. Thank you to everyone. Next of all, Saturday is the 10th annual Fall Festival. Muscatine Parks and Recreation does this every year. Wonderful event for everyone. They want to accomplish social distancing too, so they're going to do this at the mall. In the main corridors and up and down the mall, there's going to be all kinds of crafts, activities, and fun for the whole family. They encourage children to come in costume. And in order to help with social distancing, the event's from 1 to 3 on Saturday. They're asking for children first grade and under to come from 1 to 2, and second grade and older to come from 2 to 3. And that way, that'll kind of cut down on the crowd a little bit and help them also. And let's see, next National Take Back Day is October 24th. It's at the Hy-Vee locations and at the jail, the Muscatine County Jail. So any day of the year you can take your old prescriptions and medicines to the Hy-Vee or to the jail. But they picked this one day just to remind everybody, old outdated prescriptions or prescriptions that you're not taking anymore, those can be really dangerous to children, to other people. Maybe you might make a mistake and take the wrong one. So best case, best practice is to dispose of them. They do this day, October 24th, every year, Take Back Day, just as a reminder for us to dispose of those medicines. And you can take them to these locations. And just an added reminder, the Muscatine County Jail also has a big sharps container. So if you need to dispose of your needles, we always want to make sure that it's done safely. And you can do that in a variety of ways. You can take them to the jail. Our granddaughter has type 1, so her needles, my daughter puts in like a big plastic Tide bottle. And then after it gets full, then you can dispose of that. But just making sure that we're protecting the people that pick up our garbage. We don't want anybody getting poked or sticked or anything like that. So Take Back Day, October 24th. Next, Muscatine County Conservation has asked me to share with you Halloween Magic in Motion. That's going to be their event this year. We all love the Halloween hike every year, and I love being in one of the skits. We have so much fun, but this year, because of the coronavirus, once again, we're not able to accomplish that. So they're going to have a drive-through Halloween experience Friday, October 30th from 6:30 to 8. It's going to be out at Salisbury. You may remember we've done the hike out there a couple times. So campers are going to decorate different campsites around, and the first 300 kids who ride through the campground. So you'll stay in your car and you'll just ride through the campground and see all the different fun things. And the first 300 children will get a treat bag. So I think it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to make sure that we get out there too.
Yeah.
Next, trick or treat in Muscatine. I still keep getting questions on that. So trick or treat is October 31st from 5:30 to 7:30 here in Muscatine. And we've been working on this flyer, and Kevin got it all done for us yesterday, and we're so happy. So this is trick-or-treating safely in the city of Muscatine and how you can make that work. And it's a combination of just normal trick-or-treat safety ideas, but of course in the season of coronavirus, we have extra things that we have to do to be careful of. So you're going to find this coming out on the city's website here very soon, probably today, and probably their Facebook page too. But if you get a chance, check it out and make sure that you and your family stay as safe as they can while still trying to enjoy the holidays. And if you are still uncomfortable, don't turn your light on, or keep your kiddos at home with you and watch a scary movie and have popcorn. That works too. Well, we want to get to our guest tonight, or today. I keep saying tonight. I must be trying to rush right through the council meeting later. Anyway, we have Lieutenant Greg Bach. He is with the Muscatine, the Salvation Army of Muscatine. I always got to remember Muscatine's last on that one. So the Salvation Army of Muscatine, and he is come to talk to us about one of our best holidays, yes. Christmas coming up. We are right, it's on our heels, isn't it?
It's, it might not be Halloween yet, but Christmas is right on the corner.
I know.
Especially for Salvation Army and planning for Christmas, it is literally, some places have kicked off already.
I thought they had. Yeah. I'm so glad you're here.
The big look. I'm glad to be here too. I've missed being on your show and just being,
I know. We haven't had. This is our third one. Yeah. Since being shut down for 6 months.
Has it? Oh, yes. I feel so honored to be guest number 3.
Oh, you definitely
3 is
are.
Always a lucky number.
I know. So that's true. So, what do we got to look forward to? How's this? I've been sharing a little bit that we're adding some virtual pieces. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm honored to be on the local board of Salvation Army in Muscatine, and so pleased to be able to serve. And we have a new chairperson, Mike Ruby.
Mike Ruby. I'm telling you what, I am so excited to have Mike
Ruby.
I
am too. He's a delightful person with so much energy and enthusiasm.
Just able to sit under his leadership as the leader of Salvation Army. Yes, we do have other leaders within the Army locally, and Mike is one of them. To be able to sit under him and just glean from his wisdom of experience that he has in worldwide volunteerism, worldwide organizations
it's amazing. Yeah, I really enjoyed with it. He's a leader in Rotary as well, and he's been the district governor, and you and I are both on Rotary.
Rotarians? Yeah.
Yes, and I remember a few years back his bike project, and he was so enthusiastic about helping us raise funds to purchase bikes for folks in other countries. Having a bike is their lifeline to work, to school, to food, and it was such a heartwarming project to be involved in, and he's just such a delight, and we're also lucky to have him serving there.
Yeah. I tell my session mates often that I've graduated with, or ones that came behind us, I think we have the absolute best appointment that's out there.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, we hope you never leave.
I hope. I just filled out a form for my bosses 2 weeks ago, and they said, "What should we know about your current appointment?" I said, "Do not move us."
Yay!
Let us stay here, because I really do. I love it. I love it in Muscatine, and I've said over and over again, it just reminds me so being home. That it feels
your
like
Rivertown.
Yeah, in my Rivertown of Alton, it's just it feels so good to be here and drive down. We have a beautiful riverfront.
Oh yes.
And the bridge being lit up.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's gorgeous, and the amount of things to do. You get what you need to get.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I learned a lot, and thankful for their partnerships. But yeah, this season that's coming up, like I said, Christmas is right around the corner.
Will we have a kickoff campaign?
I am going back and forth on that. I would love nothing more than to rent out the movie theater, right? I want the entire building. I want to pay for everyone's ticket, show Christmas movies at the kickoff, give them some business. We love the Palms Theater.
We love the Palms Theater, yes.
And I want to give them business, and I would love nothing more than to rent the whole thing out, socially distance, and let people get their own concessions or whatever, but just give people an evening out that's safe, that's socially distanced, that's enjoyable, and to kick off our Red Kettle season.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I would love to do it, but I'm just kind of watching that.
I know.
I'm watching.
I know.
We want to be, responsible. We want to be.
Yes, we got to be the model.
We have to be.
And make sure that we are modeling that safe. Now, last year, I remember the kickoff event. We were down at Pearl City Station.
Yes.
Gary Schrock was there. God love him. We miss him so much.
We do.
But it was a wonderful
Oh
yes, it was a wonderful kickoff event, and of course our chairs last year were our fire and police chief and sheriff. So we had Fire Chief Evers and Police Chief Brett Talkington, and then we had CJ Ryan, our sheriff, and it was so fun to have them challenging each other all throughout the season, and it was a great kickoff event. And we were social distanced before we ever even knew it. We were all spread around.
Yeah, there was enough room in there for everyone to be in there.
There was.
It was a small group, just of the people involved with the kettle campaign, but it was a good solid foundation start to the season. So I can tell you that for sure, one of our honorary chair woman this year is Viola Warner.
Oh.
So she's agreed to be one of the honorary chairpersons for the kettle season. I've talked to Esther about talking to the previous co-chairs. She's going to wait till after the election season's over and then present to them. We would love nothing more than to have them back and to continue on. You know, I want to get kettles for them to decorate again. And to
that was so much fun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get a kettle for Chris Anderson this year too, to paint Muscatine themed.
Oh, how
have a
nice.
Muscatine themed kettle, out there for people to see.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
I think it'd be really cool.
And Esther, she comes through every year. She helps figure out who the co-chairs are going to be and hunts them down.
Yeah, she is such an asset to the Salvation Army. She is the longest serving board member we have on the Salvation Army.
Very giving of her time.
Very giving of her time, and for everything that she's been through.
Yes.
That she still wants to give back, and it has just the heart of a servant leader.
She does. She's there to serve and help.
She's great.
Yep. So we don't know about the kickoff event yet. We don't totally know who the co-chairs are. What do we know? What do we know?
I know. I don't know, but I know. Geez, it's such a strange season. So we're still waiting to know about some contracts with national sponsors. So we are good to go for Angel Tree with Walmart, but we're still waiting on the national contract for Walmart to come through. We do know there will be kettles out this year.
Yes.
Hy-Vee locations, Blaine's Farm and Fleet, Fairway stores.
And West Liberty. We added West Liberty last
year. West Liberty, yes, and Wilton. So Chad said.
Because they're in our county.
Yeah, they're in the county.
They can go to Salvation Army for help.
They certainly can. We're going to open up a satellite office in West Liberty.
Oh, that's nice.
So we're looking for somebody volunteer-based for right now to kind of be our contact point in West Liberty. And then we just hired a new social Pathway of Hope caseworker in Jackie McCoy. We got one of the best in Jackie McCoy to come work with us at Salvation Army.
Very fortunate.
So have satellite office there. We have Chad Sade said that he will coordinate the Wilton kettle again for us this year.
So very nice.
It'll be the kettle at Jeff's Market in Wilton again this year.
That's a hopping place.
Yeah. We just received a check from the Casting Crowns concert and Bluegrass at the Drive-In Theater.
Yes.
Last month for $500 for the food pantry for
very
folks
nice.
in Bluegrass in that area. So there's things happening, but as far as concrete details for the kettle season, I know absolutely that you can go online to donate.saheartland.org/helping hope. It's a mouthful, I know.
Can we find this link somewhere? Because none of us will remember.
Yes, you can find it on our Facebook page.
Easy.
I just shared some. You can host an online red kettle if you'd like. A business can host a red kettle, and they can challenge competing business to raise the most funds in their online red kettle. And you know what? You don't even have to have an actual kettle in your location. I will get you a plastic flat kettle that has the QR code on it. That people who want to walk into your location, all they have to do is if they use Google Pay or Apple Pay, scan the QR code, and the money will go directly from their form of payment right to the Salvation Army's online red kettle. We still have counter kettles going out in just a few weeks to collect money at those locations that can host a smaller kettle. But we don't know quite yet how this is all going to go.
Sure.
We have the idea, we can do kettles at locations, but there are going to be, like we're doing in the city events and our daily lives, precautions for kettles this year.
We got to figure out how
Yeah.
we can meet the need, but do it safely.
Right. So we're going to have every bell ringer should be wearing a mask. We'll provide a disposable apron. They will.
So they don't take off the red apron and switch it to the next person?
It'll just be one they can just toss away when they're through.
Good idea.
Yeah. So we'll have cleaning supplies there at the kettle that whenever somebody puts money in the kettle, they have to wipe it off. Back away 6 feet. When somebody comes to the kettle, put money in the kettle. So
easy peasy.
They're precautions. You know, some people are going to say, "Oh, that's so much to do," but we don't want to lose just the,
it's
the feeling.
Just hearing it.
Exactly.
Just hearing it puts us all in the spirit.
Red kettle. So hopefully people will be excited. I was sharing with the board of realtors yesterday morning. I said, you might hear the ding, 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 ding of that bell. I said, but I want you to hear it a little differently this season. I want you to know that whenever someone in need sees a bell ringer, or they see the shield, or see anything associated with Salvation Army, they think to themselves, there's someone who cares. They might be in the middle of the most difficult time of their life and don't know where to go. And when they hear that alarm, that bell, that bell ringer is sounding the alarm on their need, saying, we want to help that person. Will you help us help them? And that's why I chose that short tag, Helping Hope.
Very nice.
Because in 2021, our theme is going to be Helping Hope in the Riverbend.
Oh,
right here.
Very good.
So we want to help hope for people that, because COVID I just made a flyer today. COVID has been a thief that has stolen so much from people this year.
Oh, my goodness.
Events, weddings, COVID has stolen
their peace
lives,
of mind.
Peace of mind, exactly. Jobs, their income.
Their health, their lives.
Yeah. So in to end 2020 and into 2021, we want to help people hope again and bring back hope to the holiday season.
I love it. We have a video here, right?
Yeah.
Are we set up to show that, Chad? Why don't we do that? This is called, you want to preface it?
Yeah, so Lauren Daigle and her song Rescue. Our theme this year is Rescue Christmas, and Lauren Daigle is our national spokesperson for the Kettle campaign this year. And this is a little promo she put together for us for Rescue Christmas.
There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true.
Very nice.
Right. So I hope that they were able to hear on their end.
Did they get sound at home?
The audio.
Okay, they're good. We couldn't hear it in here, so we didn't know.
She has the words, I will send out an army to rescue you.
Yes.
And here we are.
I know.
And the Salvation Army of Muscatine County isn't just the person in uniform. It's every person that gives that money in that red kettle. They are part of
the Army.
The Army. And this year they're talking about enlist in the Army of Love. And so we want to help hope. We want to be an army of love and compassion that's going to meet needs, real needs where people are. Mm-hmm. This business of, just paying these small little amounts for people and making them run across town to find money from different agencies, we're addressing that as a entire coalition.
A whole change, yes.
Yeah, with
a whole model
MCSA.
Change.
There is, yeah. So we're excited for that to be a part of that process with MCSA and Community Action and the county and United Way, just all coming together and saying, how can we better help people and help them hope again? because this pandemic has just been so hard on a lot of people.
It
So
really
we know
has.
that people have lost their jobs. We know
Yes.
that we had somebody come in the office just the other day that wouldn't have ever thought they would need to come to the Salvation Army to ask for help for Christmas. And they were so embarrassed to do so. And my wife said, listen, there's no need to wear that shame and embarrassment in this building, because we're here for you.
That's right.
People have intentionally given for you to make sure you can have Christmas meal, make sure that you have food on your table. So there's no shame, there's no judgment, there's no embarrassment when you have to come down for a hand up at the Salvation Army.
Not at all. And to that reminds me, right now you need to be signing up for your Christmas baskets. And the only way you can do that this year is to call Salvation Army 563-263-7577.
8272.
8272. 8272. Call them and for an appointment. So you're going to call them and get an appointment to go in and sign up.
Yes.
And they'll walk you through it. Simple. There it is, 263-8272. You need to be doing that now. The deadline to sign up is October 30th. So you're going to want to get called and get your appointment scheduled. And then when it comes time to get your Christmas basket, every child in your family will get a gift, and you will have a family meal provided for your entire family to have a holiday meal, whether that be Christmas Day or whatever day you choose to do that. But it will be a big help for your family. And like Lieutenant Greg said, that you say all the time, people give because they want to help.
Yep.
They want to help. And
so
let them.
That flyer that was just on the screen says through October 30th. My wife just told me today that they are booked out through the end of the month, which means that we're going to overflow.
You're going to have to extend it a week or so.
Into November.
Yep.
Yeah. So don't
give up. Call. But call now. Don't wait till October 30th.
And if you don't get through, because there's only 2 lines into the Salvation Army, and the phone's off the hook all day long. If you can't get through, please message our Facebook page, or even write us and drop it in the mail and say,
I'm trying to get an appointment. Yes.
We'll get you set up.
They'll get you set up. Because are you open for walk-ins right now? I know you're open for lunch now.
Yeah. People can walk in.
Okay, so they could also, I know they need an appointment. Can they, while they're there for lunch, can they say, can I set up an appointment while I'm here?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yep, you sure
there you
can.
go.
Listen, we're all about trying to make it the easiest process
Yes.
that people, in this time, they don't want to have to worry about running here, running there, grabbing this, grabbing that. There are some things we need, but not the whole life paperwork that was required
we don't
before.
need to give your whole story.
It's
you hate that when you call somebody and you tell them an issue, and they say, "Oh, hang on, they'll get you to the," and you got to start all over and say your whole story again. You're like,
I just did this.
I know, but you touched on something, Lieutenant. Muscatine as a whole, the social service industry, have really been spending a great deal of time, even before COVID, but specifically since, trying to figure out how can we coordinate and collaborate and partner to better serve.
Yes.
We have, people that help with food, people that help with utilities, people that help with parenting education, people that help with all different kinds of things. How can we get rid of some of the red tape for the family so they don't have to go to this one and say, this is why I'm having this problem. Can you help me with this? And then this one. This is what we're trying to make, like a one entrance that will help you get what you need. And that also brings me to the program you guys started several years ago called Pathways of Hope.
Yeah.
It's not like if somebody has an electric bill they owe, for example, $250, and they could go, this place will help with $50. Go drag your family there and do this. And this one with $50. And instead, Salvation Army's plan is, let's come over here. We will help you figure out what is the cause, what is the barrier that's keeping your family in this situation of struggle, and we will help you with those electric bills and blah, 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 while we're working together as a team, side by side, to help your family get through this rough time and on to a better path. And I love it. It's all about holistic
Yep.
healing and help for
We
people.
just want to make it. We want people to enjoy their life, and we want to do
Yes.
whatever we can to help make their life better. So if that means sitting down with somebody and going through their budget with them, going through. Now listen, we don't want to. We don't mean to be all up in the business. But
Right.
sometimes you have to dig a little deeper, to figure
to find out what is the barrier.
exactly what's the barrier that
Yes.
keeps somebody in that
And
month
they
to
might not
month
know.
state of emergency mindset. Yeah.
They might not know.
Yeah.
But you might be able to together
Yeah.
figure out.
And Jackie McCoy is very
Oh,
good.
she's amazing.
Very good at just.
And so was Mary.
Yeah, Mary's good too. And, she's with our kids now, which is
Yes.
phenomenal. She's
Good
doing
place for her.
Good work there. But Jackie just has that way of just getting on someone's level with them and just being just real and authentic with them
Yeah.
and just saying, listen, I'm not here to attack you. I'm not here to point out things that you're doing wrong. I'm not here to, point the finger at you. I'm here
Nope.
to reach out a hand to you.
Yes.
I think the Vineyard Church had a sign on their church just last week that said, Jesus didn't point fingers, he reached out a hand.
Isn't that nice? Yep.
Have you reached out your hand to anybody lately?
Yep.
And that's what we're doing, reaching out a hand to people to say, listen, we're not here to shame you, to make you feel bad about your circumstances. We're here to lift you up,
And serve.
get you out.
It's all about service.
and serve you.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have a lot of things happening down there. But once again, the kettle season our goal is $190,000.
What was it last year?
It was 180.
Ooh,
And
you upped us.
we
need it this
brought
year.
in 192 last year.
Wow.
We exceeded the goal last year.
Which was unheard of before you.
We looked at numbers the other day, okay, and I can tell you Hy-Vee Highway, the 61, Second Ave, Hy-Vee Second Ave, brought in the absolute most money for Salvation Army and the kettles, and both doors brought in roughly the same amount, and they were there all season long. That red kettle, by my giant red kettle,
Yes. We're having it back, right?
yes, brought in the exact same amount as one of those doors in 2 weeks, in 7 days.
Yeah.
Than it did it matched the entire season of the kettle inside the door. So people were generous. They were
yes.
giving, and
Muscatine is that way.
they are, and the generosity is needed now more than ever
Sure it is.
to help us rescue Christmas from COVID,
That's right.
to rescue Christmas
Take it back for
from
our families.
hopelessness. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to rescue Christmas for people, and you said it. Muscatine has always pulled through.
Yep.
They've always come through,
Yep.
and there's something about being in this community that there's something about it. There's something about these small rivertown communities that, you know what, we all have our differences. We all have our personality quirks
sure.
and conflicts, but when it comes down to it, we drop all that and we meet the needs where people are.
That is so true.
And we help
That is so
people.
true.
It's humanity helping humanity, and I just love it. I love seeing it happen.
If someone in Muscatine comes forward and there's a need, the community as a whole wraps their arms around them and helps. They just do.
Right.
I mean, we've seen it over and over and over again. And I could give you example after example of it. We help each other here.
Yeah. There's a sign, I'll hold it up. I don't know if it's on there or not, but so we have really great marketing company.
Uh-huh.
And they came up with this slogan right here. It says, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says, thankfully, good people happen to bad things.
Oh, I love it.
And it's so true.
It is so true.
Good people, there it is, right on top of our Facebook page.
Yep.
Good people happen to bad things. And this community is full of good people. Bad things happen in life. There's no stopping
We
it.
can't stop that.
That's just a fact of life. But good people happening to those bad things, that's intentional.
Yes.
That's somebody being intentional, wanting to share the gift of hope, like it says.
That's
With
right.
those people.
I saw I don't know if it was a commercial or a video or something just a couple days ago of a town that a tornado had came through and there was total devastation everywhere, but then you had people locking arms with one another, neighbors helping, and it was like bad things are going to happen like this, but we're going to be here to help each other, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. And it's you drive down the road today and you see the signs out in people's yards, voting for this person, voting for that person, and I know beyond and it's a very volatile political climate. It's craziness. But I know if something like that were to happen, and people's homes would be, blown up by a tornado, those signs would go away, and you would know who was who.
That's right.
But you would know whose heart was for each other.
That's right.
Because they'd come out and they would help and they would love and they'd link arms,
Yep.
hand in hand, and they would do what needed to be done to make sure that people's needs were met.
That's right.
And I love the fact that when that bell starts dinging, it might drive those, listen, Starbucks workers, I know it drives you crazy in Hy-Vee. It might drive the Starbucks crazy. It might drive them bonkers, But like I told the folks at the Water Realtors, when they hear that noise this season, I hope they hear it just a little bit differently this year.
I hope so too.
To know that it's sounding the alarm that people have been robbed this year.
Yep.
COVID has robbed them so much. And this is the alarm that's sounding, going, okay, it's time to meet.
Get back,
the need.
yep.
Yeah, it's time.
My grandson Timothy, he goes with me every year to ring bells, and they all take turn, but my grandson Timothy, he's the best. He locks eyes on people coming out of that store, and he doesn't let go.
That's the best.
Oh yeah.
You know what? And you hit it on the head. Your grandson. So
Yes.
it's to start him young.
Oh yes.
Start them young, so they have that. I'm telling you, and Mike Ruby shared about it in his announcement that he's the campaign chair or the board chair for Salvation Army. He used to put money in the kettle from his paper route. When I was little, the noise of the quarter hitting the metal on metal, hitting the kettle, was like, oh, Dad, give me one more quarter. Let me hear it again. Clink. And I'll never forget it.
Yep.
And so when you start somebody young giving, then it's a lifestyle.
And
Raise them
giving
in the
their
lifestyle.
time too.
Yeah, time, talent, treasure.
They've got to see us
Yeah.
do it. We've got to model giving and volunteering in our community and caring about others, because then they're going to just know that's what we do.
Yeah.
We help others.
Yep, you
in
have to
whatever
model it.
format it looks like. Some people might not have very much money, although I have found in my turns at the kettle, sometimes the people that have the least give the most. But
Exactly.
it's
Right.
true.
Right.
But I also, and no diss on anybody else, because they might write a big check we don't even know
Right.
about. That's totally possible. But I do find that even if you can't give monetarily, you can take a shift ringing the bells.
You certainly can.
How can they do that this year?
Yeah. They can call in the office or go online to registertoring.com. Whew. I know people don't like that website.
It was a thorn on me last year.
I know it. They have promised. They fixed bugs in it this year. They've promised us.
Can we hold you to it?
You can hold me to it, but don't hold me to the fire.
Okay.
With it. But, there's a guy, Kerry Dennison is one that when he takes his elderly parent shopping at Fairway,
Yes.
he lets them shop. He doesn't necessarily sign up for the time either. He just lets them shop. And if there's an open kettle, if there's nobody there, he puts on the apron and he rings.
Why not?
Why not?
And that's something that I was telling somebody last year. If you walk by a kettle, it don't matter if you're not signed up. Just go pick it up and start ringing it.
Start ringing the bell.
Nobody's going to come after you. They're going to
Nobody.
be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Mike Ruby did the little experiment last year where he
did.
watched two kettles, one unmanned, one manned, and watched how many people put money in a manned kettle versus an unmanned kettle, and hands down, the manned kettle always gets more donation.
Of course.
Now, I've seen pictures already this year from folks in the larger cities who have already started their bell ringing. Ours will start November 9th.
Okay, we know that.
We know that. November 9th we're starting. So
For the education of the children.
education of the children. So we up
That's
the internet down there.
amazing.
We're gonna get laptops. We're gonna get new TVs. We're gonna try to do some remodeling down there of the left side of our building. But things are happening, and we don't
great.
want to have to pull back
No.
on those. And if we don't meet our kettle goal this year, it's the biggest fundraiser that we have that supports
all year long.
All year long.
Yes.
Yeah, it supports Christmas, but it also goes beyond that and supports all year long.
Sure.
So the theme might be Rescue Christmas, but really it's rescuing Christmas and helping hope.
There you go.
In 2021.
That's right. Did we forget to talk about anything? You and I could talk for hours.
We could. You're just so fun to talk to.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I could talk Salvation Army all day long.
Oh, yeah.
I love what I do with Salvation Army. So
We are so glad that you're there, and we will step up to the plate. Muscatine will,
you.
and we will be okay this year.
We will.
And we will look forward.
I will say this. Our goal is big. The need is huge. But I wouldn't be a Salvation Army officer in the Salvation Army without recognizing that I know God is our source of everything. And I know He can put it on somebody's heart to write a big check or to man the kettles. I know that He will meet every one of our needs through the people of Muscatine.
I believe it wholeheartedly, without a doubt.
I do too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. Our guest next week is Tony Loconsol. Loconsol. Well, anyway, you like it, Tony Tone. Tony is now the marketing person with the Muscatine Community School District. Probably most of you know that. Well, this is our first chance to sit down with Tony since he's in his new spot, and we want to hear all about what he's doing and how he's doing it and what his plans are and everything there is to know about the Muscatine Community School District right now. So we're going to look forward to visiting with him next week.
He's doing fantastic.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be great.
It's great.
It's going to be great. Well, as you know, we're here every Thursday at 2 o'clock at the library now, visiting with all of you in our city. We want to thank Lieutenant Greg Bach with the Muscatine Salvation Army for joining us today and visiting with everything we've got to look forward to with the Red Kettle campaign for Christmas this year. Thank you all so much. We hope to see you here next week on Our City.